I love Chris Landon and I love Blumhouse, so to get to work with people who are awesome was super exciting to me. And then I got to play two amazing roles, and I get to do it on the same day. Like, I'll be Millie in the first scene, and then I'll go be the butcher, and I get to play two characters the same day. I've really never gotten to do that before, so I was really excited to challenge myself. Millie is kind of just a lot like who I was in high school, and I think a lot of people were. She's just trying to get through, trying to escape. She's got her solid friend group, and that's all she needs. She's also she lost her dad like a year ago, so she's really trying to support her mother and her sister and keep her family tight. And she's just trying to get through high school, just like we all are. We just want to get through high school. She doesn't need the butcher taking over her body, but it happens. And she kind of grows a lot through this magic thing that happens. It actually helps her grow as a person more than I think she knew it would. Vince is amazing. Vince has inspired me so much through finding who the butcher is as well as who Millie is. We've had so much fun. The first day I met Vince, we didn't even know that we were going to be seeing each other, and we met in dance rehearsal. So you can imagine, we just got to know each other really quickly, and we had to do a dance as Millie, so it was really easy to see what he was picking up on what I was doing. And we just kind of watched each other, and and he would ask me, like, what am I thinking in this moment? And I would tell him, and you kind of just have those fundamental moments to ground yourself. And it's just really cool to get inspired by each other like that. Like, we're both creating the same character. What I love about this movie is there's also a coming of age element for a young teenage girl with her family and growing up and becoming a woman, a strong, independent woman who doesn't need anybody except her friends and her family. And I think that's what the movie's about, is a girl growing up. This movie blends horror and comedy so well because there's comedy in the kills. They're so big and gross and over the top that while you're completely horrified, you're also kind of going to nervously laugh through it, which is good for me because I usually watch movies and my eyes are closed the whole time, so at least this one you're going to want to keep your eyes open.
The story is a little different. It's a young, pretty shy, timid 17-year-old girl swaps bodies with this huge murderer, serial killer, and which is actually a much more dangerous situation than you would think. Just thinking about a 17-year-old girl going to school that's actually a serial killer on the inside. Some of those scenes are really fun because it's you can see Kathryn transform into a serial killer. It just comes down to the brilliant writing is really and Chris's very specific direction is how these things are going to be balanced, because it is really funny and there are moments that are really terrifying, but at the end of the day, after reading the script, I felt uplifted, and not that it was just scary just to be scary. There's a lot going on there that's about friendship and about your identity and appreciating who you are on the inside, and there's all these really detailed things that are going on that really I think has to be attributed to the beautiful writing.
The part felt like something different, obviously, that I hadn't done. And I liked the fun of playing something different than I had before. And I also kind of liked the mashup of it all, with some of the genre pieces being very funny and comedic, and kind of the stories of the characters, and then also the horror component. I haven't been in a lot of horror stuff, so I kind of liked the tone of the film and the director, Chris Landon. So much of a film is tone and letting an audience know the rules of engagement. And whenever you're mashing genres and being funny and then at the same time kind of, asking the audience to be scared and terrified, it's a unique uniting of those ideas. I think Chris does a good job, and as you read the script, I think the laughter and the uniting of the characters actually make the scares more palatable. Well, the storyline is, I think you meet Millie at a point in high school where she's, you know, kind of an outsider and struggling with fitting in, and, you know, kind of some family situations that she finds challenging, and then, you know, she kind of intercrosses with this murderer that's loose in the town, and they have this exchange that kind of ignites this switching of sorts of bodies. And it's really about her attempting to, you know, find herself, you know, get back into her own body, and kind of symbolic, I guess, for really, you know, getting comfortable in her own skin and owning, you know, who she is. It's just helpful as him as a director. He's got a great energy, great eye for this kind of stuff. He really knows what he wants, which always makes your day more fun. And he's entertaining. He's trying to, you know, do stuff that will kind of get reactions out of the audience and have fun. It's unique and fun. I mean, there's a lot of good scares. There's some really funny stuff in it, and I don't think it's quite like anything else that you could see. I think it's, you know, very entertaining and goes places in ways that a lot of films don't.
I wanted to get involved because it seemed like a really clever way to tell a story, and it doesn't just feel like any old horror film. We take some horror film tropes, like even like my character, like the queer character, or the girl next door character, and we give them these amazing moments where they kind of conquer these really scary situations. It almost is a commentary on horror, and it tells the horror story in kind of a whole new way. This is a Chris Landon film. Like, he has a style, and his style is so fine-tuned into finding those comedic moments, finding the horror moments, but there's also a lot of heart. At the end of the day, this is a story about three best friends that go through a crazy journey but become even closer afterwards, and it's a story about empowerment.
Where is the buzz? You said was mine,